I came to college and man, I was really excited about new opportunities, about meeting new people, but I felt like after a semester, I'd regressed. I felt like I went backwards. I felt like I became really insecure, really shy, really unconfident in who I was. And but I got invited to something called Unashamed, and I didn't really, honestly, I had no idea what to expect walking in. I knew it was student-led, and I stepped in the doors, and it was just a different atmosphere. The worship and everybody there was so passionate about what they were doing. And man, one night changed everything. I saw passionate worship. I saw the good news of the gospel being preached by kids my age, and I was noticed by people. I was included by people. I felt so welcome that night. I felt like they really did care about me, and I've got the same friends I met that night. I met friends that I have today. It opened my eyes up that I could be that for somebody. That I could tell somebody that you're worth it, that you matter, that I'm going to notice you, and I'm going to show you that you have great potential, that you can do things in this city and in your life that you never would have thought you could have done.
I came to Tuscaloosa last year and looking for like a fresh start. I got down here, I was struggling with drugs and alcohol. I got in with the wrong crowd. But one night in December, I got to my lowest point, and I just didn't want to live anymore. But I had a couple of friends from Unashamed come and get me and didn't judge for the condition I was in and just loved me, and knowing that I had them behind my back and that they didn't judge me and everything, that they were there for me, I was able to like grow. I grew so much closer to them and to God, and I was able to get baptized, and I can't even describe that moment, but all I know is after I just felt so clean and new, and just felt like thankful that God can use someone like me from where I came from to help other people that was in the same position I was.
A few years ago, I was going to college in Florida, and I ended up having to drop out and move back home. I ended up moving in to my parents' basement, and that was one of the lowest points in my life. I pretty much had given up hope on everything. One night, my brother, Zig, came and knocked on my door, and he just simply offered me another solution, almost pretty much a second chance. 5 years later, I get to serve beside him in this ministry, Unashamed. And you think at this point I would be just set on this being my mission and this is being what I'm called to do. But I reached a point where I didn't know if I wanted to do ministry anymore. The first service at Daystar, I could remember them opening the doors and it just being flooded with students. I'm talking about, it felt like forever. And at that moment I knew God was showing me that this is where I'm supposed to be. And I'm so thankful for that.
I was really alone in high school because of the decisions I had made early on not to be wild and to save myself for marriage. I quickly lost friends when I voiced those decisions. I just got into some bad relationships thinking that it would help me feel loved, but it just made me really insecure, and I hated myself so much. I just thought it'd be better to die. Then a few weeks later, I saw on Facebook an invite to this thing called Unashamed in Tuscaloosa, and I'd never heard of it before, but I felt like I was supposed to go. So I walked in and I immediately felt loved, and all these people just surrounded me, and I came back week after week because something that night just drew me in. But it was one night that after the service, I just felt like God was speaking straight to me. And Zig walked up to me, had no idea really who I was, and said, "We need you in Tuscaloosa." Getting involved was the best thing I'd ever done, and I found that God gave me a purpose from that one comment Zig made, that I knew I was supposed to be here and that I knew that I was going to change people's lives.